Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a story you think you know, but with a fresh, modern twist. Forget the old fables for a moment. We're about to meet a king who had it all, but was about to learn a lesson that would change his kingdom forever. This is the story of the king of the jungle learns to share. In a vast, thriving jungle, not of ancient times but of today, lived Leo the lion. He wasn't just any lion. He was a king, and in his modern kingdom, being king meant having the best of everything. He had the shadiest napping spot under the giant baobab tree, the first drink from the crystal-clear watering hole, and exclusive access to the juiciest mango grove. His roar wasn't just a sound, it was a law, and the law was simple. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine if I want it. The other animals respected his strengths, of course. They had to, but respect born from fear isn't the same as admiration. They watched from a distance as Leo feasted alone, napped alone, and enjoyed the best views from the highest rock by himself. He had a crown of power, but his throne was a lonely one. He thought possessing everything made him great, but he couldn't see the invisible wall he was building around himself. One scorching afternoon, a terrible drought began to sweep through the land. The streams trickled to a halt, the smaller fruit bushes withered, and even the mighty river shrank. Panic started to set in, but Leo wasn't worried. Deep in his territory, fed by a secret underground spring, was a lush oasis. It had a deep, cool pool and a grove of fruit trees that were still heavy with bounty. This was his private reserve, his emergency supply. His, and his alone. As the days turned into weeks, the other animals grew desperate. Their children were thirsty, and their elders were weak. A brave little monkey named Mika decided she had to do something. She scurried to the edge of Leo's territory and saw him lounging by his pool, casually munching on a starfruit. "Your Majesty," she called out, her voice trembling slightly. "We are in great trouble. The jungle is drying up. Could you perhaps share a little of your water? Just a little for the young ones?" Leo opened one lazy eye. "Share? Mika, you know the rules. This oasis is my royal right. It's the perk of being king. A true leader must secure his own resources first. Go find your own water." He dismissed her with a flick of his tail and went back to his nap, feeling powerful and secure in his abundance. Dejected, Mika returned to the others. Their hope faded. They saw their king, safe and comfortable, while they suffered. The respect they had for his power began to curdle into resentment. They whispered amongst themselves, "What good is a king who only rules for himself? He is not our leader. He is just a hoarder with a loud roar." The jungle, once united by a grudging respect for Leo, was now fractured by his selfishness. But then, something unexpected happened. A fire, sparked by a lightning strike on the parched land, began to rage at the edge of the jungle. Fanned by hot, dry winds, it moved with terrifying speed, consuming everything in its path. The animals panicked and fled, but the fire was too fast, cutting off their escape routes. Soon, the only safe place left, the only place the fire hadn't reached, was Leo's green, damp oasis. One by one, the terrified animals arrived at the border of his territory, a wall of flames at their backs. They looked at Leo, not with the defiance of subjects, but was the sheer terror of creatures facing their end. They didn't ask for water or food anymore. They were pleading for their lives. Leo stood there, watching the crowd of frightened animals. He saw the zebra family huddled together, the tiny field mice trembling, and Mika the monkey, holding a baby parrot whose parents were lost in the smoke. For the first time, Leo didn't see subjects or inferiors. He saw his community. He saw the jungle itself, dying before his eyes. And in that moment, he understood. What good was being king of a scorched, empty wasteland? What good was an oasis if he was the only one left to enjoy it? His crown, his throne, his private paradise, it all meant nothing without his people. His strength wasn't meant for hoarding. It was meant for protecting. With a roar that wasn't of dominance, but of declaration, Leo called out, "Everyone, in here, quickly! There is room for all of us. The water is for everyone." He didn't just open his territory. He actively guided them in. He directed the elephants to use their trunks to spray water on the edges of the oasis, creating a fire break. He led the smaller animals to the safety of the caves behind the waterfall. He worked alongside them, his royal mane singed and his paws covered in soot. For days, they lived together in the oasis. Leo shared his water without a second thought. He made sure the oldest and youngest ate from his fruit trees first. He sat with the other animals, listened to their stories, and learned their names. He discovered Mika was not just a brave monkey, but also incredibly funny. He learned that the old tortoise, Samuel, had seen more droughts than he could count and had wisdom to share. They weren't his subjects anymore. They were his friends. The fear in their eyes was replaced by gratitude, and then by genuine admiration. They saw not just a powerful lion, but a true king, a leader who put his people first. When the rains finally came and quenched the fire, the jungle slowly began to heal. But something had fundamentally changed. As they ventured back out to rebuild, Leo made a new declaration. From this day forward, he announced, his voice echoing with newfound warmth, the best resources of this jungle belong to all of us. The watering hole is for everyone. The shade is for everyone. We will share the burdens, and we will share the bounty. Together, a cheer erupted, louder and more heartfelt than any roar Leo had ever commanded. He was still the king, but now he ruled not from a lonely throne of power, but from the center of a loving and loyal community. He learned that true wealth isn't what you keep for yourself, but what you give to others. Sharing didn't diminish his power. It transformed it into something far greater, love and respect. And in his new kingdom, everyone thrived. So, what's the takeaway from Leo's story? It's a simple but powerful truth. True leadership and happiness don't come from having the most. They come from sharing what you have. Whether it's your time, your knowledge, or even just a listening ear, the act of giving is what truly makes you rich. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If it resonated with you, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that makes you think and smile. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and remember to share the good things in your life.